Right now we want to turn to an update to a consumer investigation looking at Target and its pricing. It's a story that started with our sister station in Minneapolis, which is where Target's corporate headquarters is. We did some reporting on this here locally, and it really spread nationwide, leading to a lawsuit out on the West Coast. And as a result of that, there are now changes that all Target shoppers should know about. It was known as the parking lot price switch, Target's app and website switching prices as you approach the store. How much? Our Tegna investigators checked 10 random items from appliances to toys to food, which turned out to be $262 cheaper if you bought them on your phone in the parking lot.
If you're further away, you haven't quite committed, so I'm going to give you a juicier deal. That's why the price went up when you got closer to the store. Once you're in the store, I've got you, and I'm going to try and maximize your market basket.
We aired that special report in 2019, and since then, a lot of people took notice, including prosecutors in California.
We learned of your news story that showed changes on the app depending on the location. We conducted our own independent investigation to see if this was also occurring in California.
San Diego County Prosecutor Steve Spinella joined 6 other county prosecutors in California and recently sued Target Corporation, accusing it of false advertising by charging an amount greater than the lowest price posted.
Any type of advertisement that has the capacity or tendency to mislead or confuse can be a violation of our statutes.
In a judgment negotiated between prosecutors and Target, the company admits no guilt, but has agreed to some big changes. First, Target must pay $5 million in civil penalties. According to the court order, Target will also create a price accuracy program with signs advertising the program at every kiosk and every entrance at every Target in the state of California. The court also ordered weekly price audits that will be checked by state regulators, and the company can no longer use a geofence to change prices on the app or website when you approach the store. In response to the lawsuit, a Target spokesperson said, quote, "Target is committed to providing value to our guests, and that includes accurate pricing in our stores and online. We've taken steps to improve our processes because the majority of these issues in California occurred when promotional signs were not removed immediately after a promotion ended. If guests have questions, they can bring their receipt to the guest services desk to discuss a price adjustment." So what about here in Western New York? Well, we've noticed changes with the app as well. Prices now clearly state if they're for in-store or online purchasing. Also, prices no longer switch in the parking lot. Keep in mind, prices can still differ online and in-store. There's nothing illegal about that. But now customers should know what to expect to pay, however you shop. All right, so from that settlement with Target to questions surrounding a class action settlement with National Grid. Western New Yorkers and some people in other parts of the country have gotten emails and letters in the mail saying that they could be part of a lawsuit against the utility. Some of them are wondering, is that legit? A viewer asked 2 on your side to look into it, and tonight we verify the answer.
All your social benefits will be...
We all hate spam calls to our cell phones, especially when there's no actual human on the other end. In some cases, those calls can be illegal, and that's the claim in a supposed class action lawsuit involving National Grid. Viewer Donna from Youngstown sent us this copy of an email she received asking her to file a claim and join that settlement. So let's verify for Donna and everybody else, is the National Grid class action settlement legit? Our sources, the U.S. District Court in Brooklyn and Claims Administration Company, Angion. Court records show this all started in 2015. Jarrett Jenkins of West Hempstead on Long Island sued National Grid and its affiliate companies, saying he and others received unauthorized and unsolicited calls from debt collectors connected to National Grid to their cellular telephone numbers, and that this was in violation of the TCPA, that's the Telephone Consumer Protection Act of 1991. Fast forward through years of litigation, and there's now a settlement agreement between the National Grid companies and the class members. A federal judge signed off on it this past November with a settlement fund of $38.5 million. You could get a share of that if from March 9th, 2011 to October 29th, 2021, you got a cell phone call from a pre-recorded or artificial voice message connected to National Grid concerning, among other things, a payment to your bill or account, an important matter concerning your bill or account, a disconnect notice, or assistance programs like HEAP to help you pay your National Grid bill. Angion was chosen by the court to administer this settlement and has emailed and sent out letters to customers like Donna. The emails come from donotReply@nationalgridtcpasettlement.com. That website, by the way, has a ton of information and answers frequently asked questions. So we can verify the National Grid settlement is legit and customers are getting notices. There are a couple of important dates to keep in mind. If you qualify and want to join the settlement, you have until May 22nd to file your claim. A final approval hearing will happen in federal court on June 10th. Payments will go out after that. You may be wondering, how much money could you get out of the $38.5 million total? First, attorney's fees and costs related to the settlement will be deducted, with the remaining split between class members. Attorneys estimate people who got the robocalls will receive between $50 and $150 each, though it will depend on exactly how many people join the settlement.